Alright, everyone, what's up? So, back at it. Confidence is back a little bit. I mostly was not trying to trade today. I was just watching the SPX and how the SPX options move. Let me show you here. Um, SPX. If we look at the index here. Okay, I'm actually going to fix the camera this time. There we go. No, that's too low. Okay. So, if we look at the SPX here, we had a nice move from this morning up to the gap close from the other day. Just a decent move. A decent move from this pivot level up towards this pivot level. So if you look at the options for this, let's say the 3260s. 3260. I'm really starting to get into these because they offer a much greater risk to reward, and I'm already extremely comfortable with the SPY, the SPX, the ES. I always trade, or I always used to trade the futures. I really like the way it moves. I just don't like the SPY and its options as much. They're like 40 cents. You have to take 10 of them, and they might go to $1. They don't really move. So if you look at the SPX's options, which are insane, you have to make sure you get the weekly ones. It might be SPXW for you. For example, these went from $2.50 to $15. That's way better than the SPY. Like, you buy one of these contracts, $260, you're risking, let's say, $1. So $100 down to $160. You could have rode this thing anywhere up between $10 and $15 and made like $1,000. The risk to reward on these is immense, and that's because they're so volatile. They will swing like crazy. The spread is kind of nuts. Once it got up here, the spread was at like 15 by 10 at one moment, and then it tightened to 30 cents spread again. So it's kind of like the SPY on crack. So just to show you the SPY options, let's do the 325s. Just to give you kind of a comparison to the SPY of what's happening there. So I only took one trade today. It was a loser of 1R. Not very much money at all. Because today I was just trying to watch. I was trying to reinforce discipline. I almost shouldn't even have traded at all. But it's okay because my focus was looking at these options. So 35 cents up to $1.30. That's actually not terrible for the SPY. So if you had 10 of these with a 10-cent stop, you also actually would have made about $1,000. So not a very good example of why SPX is better, but with the SPX you can take just one contract. You minimize your downside risk, you minimize your commissions, and you still can capitalize on big moves and big volatility. So I think this suits my trading style the most. I'm going to start to get into these a lot more and focus mostly on the SPX, SPY, and then on the side trade like Netflix, Roku, Tesla, Nvidia, stocks like that, and just try to completely eliminate penny stocks from my mind because they're not good for me. They're not as predictable as I want, and they're just, my stats on large caps are amazing compared to pennies. So even these, the ones that I just randomly pulled up, the 360 Netflix calls, they went from $1.50 all the way up to $5.50 today. That's just nuts. So the risk to reward is here. They trade really well. It's easier to control your risk, and I think it's a lot easier to follow a system with these rather than not. So I'm going to stick with these. Very small loser today, but the point was I'm getting back in the saddle and just watching how some of these options react today. And then if you had taken the SPX on the way down with the puts, in like $1, $2 move on the SPY, these things just ripped. $4 up to 11. Again, you just have one contract. You just made $600 if you captured most of it. Let's just say you took the meat of the move, 460 to 860. That's still $400 with just one contract. I think these will fit me really well, and this will be a great decision. Not much else to say today because I didn't really trade anything. I just tried to short the SPY up here at this level that I have. It was like pre-market highs, I think, right here. I got stopped out, and I said, okay, that's fine. I just took the loss. Nothing wrong with that. Reinforcing discipline. We'll see you guys later.